Hi, I'm Mike Rust. We're at Rust & Martin today, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I tell you what, we do an awful lot of display around this store, and that's what we get to do today. We're going to start a room and do display. Now that may not sound like it's a real challenge, but it is for us here. We have so much to pick out. Look at this room alone. This room has a lot of things in it. We had to figure out what we're going to put everywhere. You get to watch the process. I'll tell you what's interesting about this process too is that my father, Harry Rust, started displaying our store 1963, 64, and let me show you something that proves it. See this little horse? It says right here, Chicago Market Daily Award for Highest Honors in Furniture Merchandising, 1965, 1966, Rust & Martin, Inc., for cities between 25,000 and 100,000 population. Now what's that mean? In 1965, he won this award because he did display in room settings. That was unheard of. It was cutting edge. He had room settings, he had track lighting. In those days, most furniture stores were lining their furniture up, and actually today you see some stores still like that, but they line the furniture up. We want to give you an experience and a lifestyle in our company. My grandfather started this company in 1933, Wayne Rust, right in the middle of the Depression. What did he do then? He did reupholstery. A couple years later, he moved into drapery. My dad got into business in about 1958, went to the New York School of Interior Design, came back as an ASID designer, which means he's a member of the American Society of Interior Design. He came back into Cape Girardeau as one of the only interior designers in the state of Missouri. He started this company up in a different direction, took it from a reupholstery shop and a drapery department. He added furniture and the full services that you see today. I'm third generation owner of this company. I also am a professional member of the American Society of Interior Designers, and we have taken these guys' visions, my grandfather and my father's visions, and we've just moved it ahead. We've changed for what we've had to do. As you know, we have a custom cabinet shop downtown, Ashley Bailey Custom Cabinets. We do virtually everything in your house. So, what a wonderful advantage to work with someone from my firm with all the amenities we have here. But today, what we're going to do is actually take a display that we are starting with a sofa, and we're going to build the entire room from that sofa, and we're going to bring it together so you get to see how we accessorize, how we make the decisions on what we're going to put together. And we're also going to put a few flaws in it so you can see the things that consumers do at home that are not really the right way to do it. We're going to show you how to hang pictures, pick out lamps, pick out area rugs, everything to make a great vignette. I get to work with my staff. I love doing this. I started doing this when I was 12, 13 years old. I still love doing this. I've got a staff that does it usually now, but I get to be involved today, so it's going to be a little fun for me. Let's go take a look at the room. Let's find out what we have to work with. They've kind of got it set up. The heavy work's been done. Let's go take a look. Well, there we go. Here, what a beautiful sofa we have to start with. You know, this is very much like we start in people's houses. I would walk into your house, you've called me up, says, I need help with my room, and I walk in and guess what we have? Boom, one thing in the room, which is really okay for us. That's great. That's a great way for us to start. What we have here is a vignette that we've already had set up. The wallpaper was already put up, so we needed something to complement that. Now, I already know what you're thinking, okay? That this green, which is really almost a sage, is a little bit of a grayed green, has little gold tints to it. You can see the welting on here has a little bit of gold to it. Doesn't match that leaf perfect. So if I was working with you and I showed you this sofa and I showed you this wallpaper, you would say, Mike, that leaf right here, it's greener than the sofa. Well, you're going to watch how this is all going to blend together and be beautiful when we get finished. You know, sometimes we get so caught up on the details that we can't see the whole picture, and that's really what our job is. Now, what are we going to do? We've got our sofa. We have our wallpaper that's kind of set. You see over in the corner over there also there's a little bit of a background paper. So we have a general color scheme here, but we don't have any pop. And that's, remember what I always tell you, we got to have that one thing to start with, that pattern or that area rug or that fabric or that oil painting to start that room with, and that's what we need. So I've already pre-selected. Here's what I've got. Got an area rug, pulled right off of our floor at Rust & Martin. Now look at that. You can see the richness immediately just by throwing that in this room. You see the richness that we have with this area rug. And I'll tell you what's great about this rug. One, pulls the green in. And again, this green is not exactly the green here and the green here, but it's going to blend and work out very well. Also, you see the dark tones, the rusts, the chocolates. We have almost a dark gray green here. This really pops, and I'm sure you can already tell that by putting this rug in this room, we start a nice floor plan. We're going to do this room eclectically. Now, what's eclectic mean? That's a trash word in the design industry. Eclectic to a lot of people means you can throw anything in a room and it's going to work out terrific. That's not really how it works. Why do we decorate eclectically? One, it allows us to get an awful lot of variety in your room. Variety is really what makes a room homey and uniquely yours. It's very easy to go out and buy a whole suit of furniture, all cherry furniture, all mahogany furniture, decorate your entire room that way. It's not that it's incorrect, it's just not that interesting. Our job is to kind of take all of those wonderful things you have in your room right now. It could be Aunt Sophie's, rocking chair. It could be your mother's old dining table. And to take all of those things, bring them together, and add furniture to it that complements the things that you have and finishes the room out. So eclectic design, believe it or not, is the most difficult design. It has the fewest parameters to work with that are laws and rules, but it allows us also to add an awful lot of things into a room that make it uniquely yours. So this room is going to be very eclectic. You're going to watch this living room totally change. We're going to do an asymmetrical plan. I'm going to show you what that is. We're going to hang pictures in here and show you the right way and the wrong way to hang pictures. We're going to put in different types of chairs so you can see what would be right and wrong in the room, and you'll see this grow. Now, what's kind of fun about this is that we have this side of the room, and also we have the other side that's going to be the dining room. So let's take a look at it. Before we move to the other side of the room and kind of take a look at what we have, let's stop and take a look at this piece right here. It's a great Spanish wine cabinet. Now remember what I said, this room's going to be eclectic. We're going to have French furniture in, Italian furniture in here, and English furniture. You're going to see how all of this put together is really going to be very nice. Wonderful cabinet, and what I love about this is the off-white finish, so it's going to break up a lot of the dark finishes we have in here. I love the way that we have this dark line here, and this is a gesso finish. It actually has a stain, and then they gesso over the top of it, and they rub that off, and it gets this wonderful texture and this patina that you don't see in a lot of furniture. Very interesting piece with the wrought iron. I just think it's a great accent to have in the room. Let's take a look at the rest of the room. All right. You can see I had the guys move the big furniture in because I didn't want to have to do it. This is the heavy part. We've got the bones. Again, it's kind of like your sofa. It's sitting in the room. You don't have anything around it. Well, here we are. We have a few pieces. This is from our wonderful great-grandmother from France. It's a French piece. It actually is from France. It's from a company that we carry called French Heritage. It is exactly a replica of pieces that you would see from there. It's actually Louis XV provincial, meaning that it's not a formal French, it's more of a country French. Made out of a wonderful cherry wood. That's going to be the backdrop for our dining table. Our dining table is, believe it or not, is a replica from the Amalfi Coast. Kinda. It's a reproduction. Looks nice. Has a terrific veneered furniture top. Now, I know veneered furniture kind of freaks people out. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Wonderful veneered top. You can see how all the slats are put together in a different way, and the table base is absolutely fantastic. It's a stone base, very large, a lot of presence to it, an interesting a piece of furniture. We need dining tables in here. We need dining chairs in here. We have the area rug on the floor. We've got to finish this room out, and let me tell you what's going to be difficult about this. This room, because of the scale, a very large piece of furniture. This is a little bit underscaled, so this is the problems that we occur in your own house. This is a little bit underscaled. If I had my perfect piece of furniture, I'd love to see this a little bit wider and a little bit heavier to go with the dining table. So I really think that we've got some problems here, and then we've also got, what do we do with all this space right here? And the same thing over on this side, what do we do with all this? And you can see, we already had this hanging here, and I said, I'm going to leave it. It's just a fun little shelf. We'll show you how we accent this. You can see how this is a bit of a problem, but now scale is going to be critical. How are we going to treat the corners, and what do we do? So you get to watch it, and from this point on, this room's going to continue to grow and be a little more interesting. So I've got to go through the store and kind of find some more pieces of furniture and start getting things decorating. Get Charlie to help me start moving furniture in. Now the fun begins. Remember, the bones are here. Got to make it look pretty now.